Don't. The reaction will continue if it finds more organic material.
For how long?
It seems that when all the rust gas settles into dust,
Then it is safe. Garrett, for what purpose would the mechanists use these cultivators?
Well, we know Karis has installed them in the masks of the servants.
Yes.
And the servants have been placed in the homes of the wealthy.
Yes! The homes with the gardens. The plants there could sustain a reaction large enough to destroy everything.
Yes, we must think of a plan.
No, there's no time to think. We must go to the Mechanist Cathedral.
the beacon you've heard about, you could find it, try to activate it, to draw the servants to the cathedral.
Then you must somehow get Karis to signal them to release the rust gas. You see, if I fill the cathedral with plants, enough to fuel a chain reaction, then it should cause the same effect we just saw. But it would take Karis with it instead of the city. Remember, the cathedral is sealed, airtight.
If we can get into the Mechanist Cathedral, if you fill it with plants, if I can find, let alone activate the beacon, all without being detected, that's too risky. We'll be killed.
Karis created these devices to destroy all that we know. And now they are in place. He needs only say the word. There is no more time. We must act. Are you too blind to see that?
Your plan is suicide. I'll think of a better way. And I work alone.
Diane, Larkspur, I need to speak with you. Now.
I am here against the wishes of the Keeper Council. I am here as your friend, Garrett. Listen. Victoria has begun an assault on the Mechanist Cathedral.
No.
I hope the glyphs are wrong.
Face me yourself, man-fool.
Victoria!
Garrett. I failed. This is not enough plant life to sustain the reaction. These mechanical beasts detected me. But there is one more thing I can do. Then it will be up to you, my good thief.
Wait, Victoria, let's get... Victoria!
Just a thing.
I plant enough!
Karis.
Sabotage at Soulforge. Difficulty hard. Sabotage Karis' plan by using the guiding beacon to draw the servants to the Mechanist Cathedral. First, you must learn how to use the guiding beacon. Don't let Karis find out what you're up to, or he won't trigger the servants. When the rest of your goals are accomplished, get outside before Karis seals up the cathedral and detonates the servants. Really quick, is there anything? There's no difference. Okay, that's what I thought. Well, everyone, how about that cutscene? I'm impressed with two things in particular. That was quite a bit of dedication that Victoria had to try to save the city. Granted, a lot of plants are present. Well, not a lot of plants. Less plants than there were originally were in the city. But she destroyed herself to provide enough plant matter so that when Karis activates the servants, everything inside the cathedral will be destroyed. And assuming we can indeed accomplish these tasks, that will save all the ridiculous man-fools in the city, including Hammerites, who don't very much like the pagans very much. I suppose this is a very nice way to redeem the pagans, given their first presentation in Thief Gold. or Thief the Dark Project, as being very vicious and hating all civilization and the people of the city. I'm also impressed with Garrett, who showed up to try to do anything to not avenge, but to help Victoria or convince her to get out of there. But Victoria was pretty dead set, pun intended, on accomplishing her task. And it motivated Garrett, or as we're going to see, it's motivated him enough, I suppose as well, to save his own life now, to stop Karis, after especially witnessing what happened to Victoria. I didn't get the impression that Victoria and Garrett were having any relations, but they were beginning to like each other and understand each other a bit. It certainly seems that Victoria understood that Garrett might show up to do what he's about to do, and I think they were becoming friends. Maybe not great friends, but that might have been the case had Victoria continued to live. But it also shows Garrett did indeed go against one of his guidelines and is allowing feelings to influence him at this point. But remember, we also read that feelings were one of the reasons why Garrett left the Keepers originally. I'm not sure I also believe that one Keeper friend of Garrett in saying that he was there against the will of the Council. I suspect the Council sent him there to make sure Garrett knew what was happening, as that would influence what Garrett was going to do. Alright, with all that said, let's get into the mission. My memory of this mission is very poor, as it has been for several of the last missions we have done. I've been here once before, viewer, and that was the last time I recorded this to my channel. I did watch a little bit of my playthrough, the first maybe like 15 minutes of the final mission of it. And I hate my original Middle Age Thief 2 playthrough. I'm using a headset. I can tell. I'm going to take that down once this entire playlist is finished. That's unacceptable. Could barely even understand what I was saying in the missions. And I was muting myself between times when I would talk. So there's a whole lot less talking in that playlist than this one, which is acceptable. But you can hear myself unmute myself, I think, and that's not acceptable. In any case, what I remember about this mission and what I had seen is a bit different. We will find mostly mechanical enemies in this mission, including a new type of enemy that we haven't seen before. I'll tell you a little bit about that enemy when we do encounter it, but most of what we'll see will be children of Karis, and I think the big ones are most of what the enemies are on this mission. But there are living people in the mission as well, if we can even call them that. There are servants here, not the servants armed with the cultivators, but servants that are armed with masks, whose task it is to guard. Effectively, all of the mechanists that we find in this mission are masked, as far as I'm aware. I will not feel bad about killing them. In fact, everything in this mission can be killed, as far as I'm concerned. They're going to die anyway, when the servants are brought back and we release the gas. They're not immune to gas. In fact, you can see that we can purchase gas arrows and gas mines if we wanted to knock them out, but they're dead anyway. They will be nothing but dust after the servants are brought back. So as such, in this mission, we will go ahead and kill living creatures, living humans in particular. Or rather, I will allow myself to do so. Once again, they beg to be killed. As far as I'm aware, based on what we learn in a different Thief series. Spoilers here, by the way. The Shadow of the Metal Age game. You can't reverse what occurs if you're masked. It doesn't happen. You are a mindless zombie, vegetable, at that point, if I recall correctly. Or a raging, angry creature. I don't remember what happens, but I know it wasn't happy when that occurred in the Shadow Age. Shadow Age isn't official, but I'm gonna go with that because this is never explained again as to what happens to the servants, to my recollection, during the aftermath of the events in Thief Deadly Shadows. So with that in mind, this is the one mission I would probably purchase broadhead arrows in. And it's the one mission, whether or not for sale. Here on hard mode. Okay, so mostly metal monsters. Mostly giant children of chaos, Karis. So 6 water arrows to start us off. I'm imagining there's going to be metal faces scattered around and gun turrets. So we're going to want fire arrows. We might have to do a bit of jumping, and there might be a fall or two I don't want to take. So I'm going to take at least one slow fall potion. It's a Mechanist Cathedral. We need moss arrows. Let's get us up to at least 6. On the off chance we really need it, I know it's very expensive, but I'm going to take the Invisibility Potion in the attempt to get us to a location that we may want to be in without being seen by anything, and we can't use anything else to get us there. 590 is all that's left. Speed potion. And 290. That's enough for a slow fall? And another moss arrow. I'm going to assume the gear we start with, especially those broadhead arrows and frostbeast eggs, will be enough for me to defeat any of the servants here, as long as they're unaware of me. We only also have 1 healing potion. That's a shame. I just realized there's none for sale. I would probably have purchased 1 more at the very least for the final mission. We'll have to hope we can find a healing potion somewhere then. Alright, everyone. Well, I think we're done. So with that said, let's go ahead and get out there. As I check my clock to make sure I see what time it is. 1 hour, go.
Garrett, are you not? So, once again we are met. And the woman of the woods, didst thou come here together? But lo, how easily evil is felled when the righteous hold the mace. Thou art transparent to me, Garrett. Even now I can see thou seekest to stop me, but there is naught you can do. My chamber resists all manner of infiltrations, even from a skilled man such as thyself. The servants hearken to my instructions only, and even now await my commands. Maybe I've waited overmuch. Good. Thine intrusion has been my cue to begin now the final preparations. May the world be ready for the builder's arrival. I fear you not, Garrett, that I have dispatched some of the builder's children to intercept you. Thou too will perish, and trouble me no more.
I cannot disable the text that shows up on screen. I've tried to do so, so I apologize for how spammy it's going to be in this mission. Rolling machine. Place source material into basin on top of machine. Insert steel plate into chute on side of machine. Push button to activate machine. Products will emerge at other end. Let's take a look at our map. We can see we're in Bay A. There are some doors down here, but they likely lead outside, and I don't think we are allowed to go out those main doors. All that's left of Victoria is here. So some machines are present to do some sort of construction. We're going to want to probably take out any of the children who walk into this room, because it's quite bright here, and I don't really feel like being detected by these things if I have to interact with the machines. I probably should take notes as to where these machines are. Soul Forge looks quite different since the last time we were here.
I know thou art not a believer, Garrett, yet thou art well aware that half of all thou seest is through mechanist machinery, thy metal eye. I gave the eye to thee in the hopes that thou wouldst be an ally, but 'twas not to be. You have eluded me in the past, Garrett, but no one, not even thee, will escape this night.
I think I would prefer to explore all of one floor before we go to a different one. But I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I took out that beast because it looked like it was going to walk up into the garden. And I really don't want to have to worry about the beast in the garden. Disconnecting. Going to want that. Plans room sounds like a good place to start. This is also a good place, though, to ambush that guard. Karis will occasionally speak. Whenever Karis speaks, you're going to see me stop walking and try to find some place to hide. It's not because I'm scared of Karis, it's because he's really loud and I can't hear anything else that is around me while he's giving his talks. ever explained it, but you see me crouching to fall off ledges like this, because when I do so, I don't clack my feet on the ground, but if I don't do so, you do. Wait here for that child to cross, and then we can run over and put a vine arrow in that grill. It looks like there's a opening above that doorway. Although we could eliminate the child. We're already down to just 9 water arrows. Be annoying. That will be very annoying. I don't think, though, it can look up at us.
Thanks for my eyes. They can seek out evil and keep me from harm's way. I give thanks to Paris, for it is by his will alone that I see. I have built so many things. I have made servants from street scum. I have made towering arches from raw ore. I have built to glorify him that is builder and teacher. If ever I did a thing, 'twas always for him. He knows this. For he knows all. Blessed are the forged ones, for they know no fear, are fueled by Paris.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, that face does see us, because I hear it making sounds. So I'm going to want to destroy it. But if I destroy it, the metal beast becomes more aware. So I think what we're going to do is eliminate this beast as well, and then knock out that face. We really don't have the water arrows to knock out every mechanical beast we come across, though. This leaves us with just 7 left, enough to knock out 1 small and 2 large if we never miss hitting the boiler.
Garrett is the mouthpiece of the builder. His word is truth. His voice is blessed soul. Blessed are the wealthy, for they will know the builder's love. The builder's love. Blessed are the wealthy.
Determine where he is.
Interesting.
This one has found a corpse.
The frog beasts can actually kill the little servants. I did not realize that. Granted, it makes a lot of noise, but the servants aren't able to defend themselves, so they probably notice it, but then can't do anything.
Try and discover him.
As with the trickster missions, killing these harkens to the fact that Garrett, if he puts his tools to the task, can be quite an accomplished killer.
I know not why you oppose me. In one act, I will end all human suffering and clear the path for the Builder to walk again on Earth. History will move forward. My tireless children will build in his name, creating advancements beyond our understanding. Now is the dark time before the days of light. Why dost thou oppose me?
It would seem as if Karis has no clue how much people tend to want to be alive, despite progress being made. They might be willing to sacrifice themselves if there was some amount of suffering that they or loved ones are going through. But to die for this, so that all of humanity is wiped out and machines exist? I don't even know, Karis, if most of your own order would agree to that. Though there would likely be several who do so. The mechanists have all the, pardon the expression, manications of being a cult. Now that's also interesting. I thought that the little child would recognize the other children as being non-functioning, but it doesn't. I would like to look into that room we saw. An invisibility potion can really help us cross this, though I'd only want to do it once. We have fire arrows, we could knock out the faces here. There might be a way to sneak through the room, though. There's another machine across the hall that looks like I'm going to need to learn how to use. We could be using frog beast eggs to eliminate the little ones, but if they're not suspicious, I don't feel like we need to do so. And if they run for help and don't realize that the other children are disabled, they'll likely just run to them, a disabled robot, and warn it. In fact, we could probably put one of the servants' corpses here to keep that little one over there. I wouldn't mind knowing what's in that room that it just walked in, but I don't think we get a chance to explore it. earlier. Without being close enough to the door to throw this in. They don't know if it enters these other rooms. We'll toss something down here anyway to get a look at what's around. Disconnecting everyone. Storage room 1 and 2.
'Twas the builder that smote them, the precursors. He gave them the power to bring about his paradise. But they refused, or lacked the ingenuity. The why of it is forever unknown, but 'tis clear they were punished for their failings. Their civilization was wiped away, that ours could emerge, and now ours shall give way to the builders.
Karis apparently never read the scrolls that we read, that it was a natural disaster which destroyed the precursors. It'd be more correct to say it was the trickster that destroyed them, and not the builder in that regard. Do you hear that? That is something we haven't seen yet. A spider bot. A head on front, as we've normally seen, with a little one below. I don't remember what they do, but they are not defenseless. I think they shoot gears at you, as if they were like throwing stars, if I recall correctly. So there's a servant somewhere in this room. We can't stay here because the little one may enter this room. Interesting. Victoria's plant life has seeded itself through the vent systems of Soulforge. That will ensure that when Karis does activate his servants, it will spread it everywhere in here.
Let me go. What did I do that the gods hate me? What did I do? Let me out. Let me go free. Can this go on? Can this go on?
It seems that there's probably secrets in Soulforge. There's probably switches somewhere to open this up, for example, but I don't see where that would happen. Which is why they're secret. It's a little more nervous using vine arrows than rope arrows for me when I use them on grading, because I don't know if I'm going to actually hit the target. Vine arrows are, well, we have less of them than broadhead arrows, and they're more expensive. It's my belief that every grating on the ceiling is going to have a vine arrow put into it for a reason, to circumvent enemies or to lead to something secret. I don't think we can break these. We cannot. My guess is that one of these alcoves has a switch in it. We're gonna search every single one of them. Slowly. It's a good thing we killed that one servant. It would have heard that sound for sure.
full truth. Wasn't he? Or that woman of the woods? Truth. It amused me to learn he'd been murdered. He was but a bumbling pawn who thought himself king. He provided me with material to create servants, but he was useless for stopping the pagans. Or thee.
Gonna have a hard time convincing people to kill other. Well, then again, if the pagan religion says kill all non-pagans or people of the city would likely, I'm imagining, stand against them. But there's probably a few sympathizers. But the pagans themselves, I've always thought their religion was a bit too violent. Okay, it took we searched every alcove to find this. It's the only one we see. I wonder. Oh. Could have done that earlier then. I think we can get this vine arrow back. To Brother Karis. Regarding the proper usage of the guiding beacon. Okay, sorry, to Brother Kelsis, not Karis. As thou knowest, the servants are controlled by the 8 signal towers located on the roof of the cathedral. Normally, these signal towers communicate instructions that I myself issue unto the servants from within my protective chamber. However, when the time comes to modify the servants, we will use these signal towers to transmit the guiding beacon instead. In my wisdom, I have made it easy to do this without necessitating difficult adjustments to the signal towers. Firstly, thou must get the guiding beacon. Only one hath been manufactured, and I am controlling access to it by keeping it always with me inside my protective chamber. Since thou art a loyal and industrious follower of Karis, if I am unavailable, thou hast my permission to manufacture a new one. The blueprints are stored in the plans room. That's where we are. Bringeth then the guiding beacon to the signal room, which is on the 3rd floor of the northern apse. There thou wilt see the machine that produces the signal used by the signal towers. The machine hath 2 slots, signal slot A and signal slot B. At all times, the device which transmits my instructions must be kept connected to signal slot A. However, thou canst connect the guiding beacon to signal slot B. Do this at thy leisure, for it will not interrupt my control over the servants. Yet another step is required to activate the guiding beacon thou hast prepared. I understand. So if we put the guiding beacon into slot B, Karis still has complete control over the servants and can still give them whatever orders he wishes. So both signals, I guess, are working on the servants. Only when thou art certain thou hast my consent, thou mayest take this final step. Go to the signal towers. At the base of each thou shalt find a lever. Flip the lever from A to B. This will cause the signal tower to transmit the signal in signal slot B instead of A. The servants will hear the guiding beacon and begin their journey back to me, here at Soulforge Cathedral. When they all arrive, thou must immediately switch the signal towers back to A so that I can give servants further instructions, as the servants cannot hear my instructions when the signal towers are set to B. Note, it is possible to expedite the process, as thou may recall from our discussion of the principles of redundant signal potency. My calculations indicate that thou needest only set 6 of the 8 signal towers to B in order for that signal to be now the dominant one. Your reverend leader, Karis. I don't remember having to set all these towers to B and then reset them to A again after the servants are gathered in the tower, but we may have to do that. Otherwise they won't release the gas.
This is just what I was looking for. Now I've got a real plan.
Follow the guiding beacon blueprints to manufacture a new one for yourself. Connect the guiding beacon you made to signal slot B. Adjust at least 6 of the 8 signal towers to use signal B, the guiding beacon, instead of signal A, Karis' instructions. Don't let Karis find out what you're up to or he won't trigger the servants. And of course, get out before he detonates the servants. Blueprints, guiding beacon. Obtain a signal bolt and a steel plate from storage room 2. Put the signal bolt through the bellowing machine in Factory Bay C. The stage 1 piece will be manufactured. Transform the stage 1 piece with the rolling machine in Factory Bay A. The stage 2 piece will be manufactured. Manufacture a regulating round. See separate blueprints. Merge the stage 2 piece and the regulating round with the sealing machine in Factory Bay D. The stage 3 piece will be manufactured. Put the stage 3 piece through the fusing machine in Factoring Bay E. I'll keep these blueprints for now, but I think in between sessions I'll try to add them to our notes. Disconnecting. Northern apps. The new scripture of the Master Builder, draft page 41. To assist his calculations, Karis drafted a map of the city, and now he saw the circles he had drawn and was pleased. Nowhere was there a place that would be uncleansed by the necrotic mutox, and its effects would extend beyond the city. The circles conjoined in the center, the very heart of the city that had spurned Karis and denounced the Builder. Karis knew from this sign that all was meant to be as he had seen. Karis spake, Master Builder, Karis will not fail you as the precursors did. Where an entire civilization denied thee and was felled by thy hand, Karis will do thy will. Thank thee for directing Karis to their ashes, to discover their error and thy gifts they misused, that Karis now uses as thou intended. Karis hath built for thee thy children, the successors of the human race, and now by thy hand Karis shall wipe away the plague that we are, that thy children may last eternal in purity. But the Builder spoke to Karis then, saying, O Karis, thou art truly faithful as thou sayest. I give thee now this command, that thou shalt remain thyself alive when all about thee turns to holy rust. When my paradise has come, thou shalt have a place beside me among my children. And Karis fell to his knees and cried out, Thank thee, Master Builder, thy will shall be done. So only he gets to live, huh? That's convenient. Well, the storage bays are right across the hall from us. It's going to seem a little weird, but we're going to take everything from both of these storage rooms. Garrett, thankfully, carries like a bag of holding with him. Ooh. And can carry an infinite amount of things. I don't actually think we need a second signal bolt, though. As long as they stack, and they do, we'll take everything that stacks here. On the off chance, and I think it can be, used to create other things besides just the relay beacon. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work very well for us.
Long ago, I realized that heretics would never accept their roles in the coming of the Builder's Paradise. I anticipated thine oppositions, Garrett, and others who would try to murder me. Thus, the Builder protects me. This chamber from which I speak, 'tis his arms encircling me. And all that I need is here within. I need not emerge until the Builder's Paradise has come. And you are but dust blown upon the wind.
Yeah, the little one's speaking to the dead child. That's a bit creepy. Northern ass to Usper areas. We probably don't have to go that way yet until we're ready for the signal towers, which I get the feeling we should probably delay until we actually have the signal beacon. But I guess since we're here, we can take a peek at it. I heard a spider. Of course the game minimizes. Okay, at least it didn't pass us. That is so stupid. Unbelievable. The game is minimizing. Okay, so we should probably stop here then too. The game minimizes itself when my computer decides it needs an upgrade and wants to tell me about it, and or when my virus software decides it needs an update. It's extraordinarily frustrating because I can't just alt-tab back into the game. The game window won't launch itself again. I have to close any other program I had running, which includes Fraps. So we'll stop here. When we come back, more Soulforge. I'll see you guys then.